Good morning, all. Hope you're doing well. Slightly late bulletin today. I sort of overslept a little bit. I was quite tired, so I sort of purposefully just had a little bit of a lie-in. I was quite tired, like I say, and I think I woke up like 5 o'clock on Monday. It was maybe a bit early. So our risk calculation is still very strong. It's calculated out of 100. So it's measuring all these risky instruments here, like the Dow Jones and the VIX, Treasury yields, individual companies. We're looking at Apple and Tesla, and we're looking at the dollar as well. And so, for example, say like the VIX spikes by a hell of a lot, we're going to lose scores. Okay, and then we'll see that reflected on the 24-hour change. But it's interesting that this is unchanged from yesterday, so not much had changed. We were bullish, and we remain bullish on our technical risk calc. There's now 10 people trying to short indices, right? So those poor bears might get a bit squished. So that's, that would be fairly normal. They need to be conditioned to be fearful, and then by being fearful, they sell. And if they sell, someone has to be counted the other side of that trade, that exchange, and then they'll buy, obviously. So if there's an abundance of selling, the banks will want to buy. Okay, so that's how it works. So we're quite risk on sentimentally. Technically, we're okay. Slightly wary, obviously. It could be a little bit toppy. So I'm looking for clues in this bit here. Let's look at your indices and gold. Right, so I'll show you our robot because I'm quite pleased with it. What happened is that we made lots of progress. We had quite a lot of pound trades, and basically the herd got pretty screwed on their pound bets. So for us, we did really well, which was quite nice, and so that's cool. It could have gone wrong because we had that inflation data from the UK, but it just so happened it went to punish the herd, and that would be normal. So we did quite well, quite happy. If we have lots of days like this, I'll be really, really, really pleased. We put a lot of work into this robot, so we should be seeing positive outcome. And currently, the only open trade is AU long, and that might go like a rye. It might get to stop loss. I'm not sure, but we'll just have to wait and see. Even if we did get to stop loss, we would have still been up over the last day. So we've made a good profit, but it's the pound that really helped us there, which is cool. And so that's the robot. And I'll just show you gold. Now, the thing is with gold, we had a big knee-jerk reaction here. Admittedly, there's lots of lines, so apologies for that. But what it is, they're just saying support and support. So this one's a support because they sold. I'll become. This was a big support. It's a big old doji candle. That's a support. This is a resistance. So we shouldn't be above 1977. Um, it might be that they're going to sell it. Oh, they are selling it. Can you see that little tick down? We just ticked down ever so slightly. So um, it's funny because if they will continue to sell it, this is going to come up. So you'll see how this reflects in real time. So get a copy of this trading station. It's really, really, really amazing, and you see how this is going to nudge higher because of this. All right, if they're going to sell it, it's going to come up to punish them. So be careful. I've not got a trade open on this, but I'll be looking to potentially short it, maybe down here. But you want to really clear this candle. This was the retail sales. I think maybe it was around the retail sales. It was a bit of a miss, and or I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember what the retail sales, but it coincided with the US data. So you might want to clear this candle before selling potentially. But this is probably going to pump because of this, right? They're selling it. Can you see that little move? It's literally about 2 hours old, and they're going to sell it, I think, and we're going to pump. So be careful. I always say it, but I do mean it. DAX. And well, they sold it, so up we come. So that level there is 16,126, 16,082. So that's the support. They might sell it, but it looks like they're going to go sideways. So have to wait and see. Currently, good support because they'd sold it there, but they might go long. If they go long, then this would be a resistance up here, and then we'll have a newly formed resistance. But there's no indication what's going to happen here because we're really sideways last 2 hours. S&P. All of these are pumping, so you don't want to be selling them. Okay, it's really important. And also to do your own due diligence as well. There is stuff in Discord But you just want to stick to your plan. My advice to you wouldn't be to sell indices. You want to be looking for buys. So when it falls, you're looking for buys. All right. So look at the profit you could have got on buying the dip. You know, there was support here, as clearly indicated by the video that I made. Hence those videos. You know, those boxes. Another support. We made one here. We made one here. We made a resistance. We made a support. Okay, so you're only looking for buys, in my opinion. Okay, so if you get caught selling that, that's going to be absolutely horrible. And then you could probably do yourself a massive amount of damage. And if not, if you're over leveraged, you can blow your account up. So that's what I put into Discord. I've got a risk disclaimer. You've got to make sure that you've read it. It's really important. US 30. So likewise, you wouldn't want to be caught selling that. It's a huge move. That's just a bare liquidation event, isn't it? So you know, they sold it, support. They went long. So this is the confusing bit here. We chopped on the sentiment a bit, but they sold it here. We had a retest, so that's the key. Remember, we're looking for retests, and up we come. So fairly short video today. I'm around if you need me. Remember to be really, really careful, and you need to like have a plan as well. So in Discord, you've got lots of things that can help you. Trading plan doc, right? So there's a video on why you have to have rules. If you don't have rules and you don't have like SLTP, you could end up being like this ship at the bottom of the ocean. You know, because you just, without any navigation, you're just going to go round in circles, right? So imagine like you're a ship and you haven't got any rules. It's going to be chaos. Okay, and then you probably end up going around in circles and then probably encounter huge losses. Then you're at the bottom of the ocean, and that's a lot of the retail guys. Unfortunately, this is what they do. They don't have a plan, so you must watch that, and then also use this, save a copy of this document, and then revise it and own it, and put it in for, you know, your own thoughts and your own processes, and then that way you'll have rules and you won't go round and round in circles, and you won't be losing huge amounts of money. And in fact, you should be making money because you've got a rule set. Okay, so just remember that the really important thing about the risk, and you know, don't overtrade, don't over leverage, and then you should be fine. So we'll see how the robot goes. It did really, really well. Really happy, and that's it. So just remember to trade safely, and I'll speak to you guys later today or tomorrow.